Okay, great. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a kind of gentle flow, but a real focus on releasing stress. So before we go, I'll just talk for a moment about how stress affects the body. More in a physical way, but we all know when we are feeling stressed or feeling worried that it has a tendency to make the mind rush. So that's more of a mental effect. When we are in high alert, when we perceive that we are in danger, and remember this is a perception because often the stress is something that's not immediately going to kill us. It can be work emails, stresses at home, with tension between you and someone you're living with or someone at work or a friend. But the body will respond in the same way as if there was a tiger or something that will threaten your life. So the body will switch the nervous system. We have two branches of the nervous system. We have the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. And the parasympathetic nervous system is the one that keeps us alive and keeps us in high alert in case we need to run away, the fight, flee, or freeze response. When we know we're safe, the body switches back into the parasympathetic nervous system. When we're in the sympathetic nervous system, our body makes great choices to help keep us alive. So one of those choices might be to, and often is, not to digest the food in your stomach because it's sending all the energy to your extremities so that you can run away or fight. So our digestion can be off, and that's fine for a limited amount of time because the priority is to stay alive if there is that tiger about to attack you. But if we have this long term, then we don't fully assimilate the nutrients from the food. So if we're constantly stressed or worried, or just tighten the body from that kind of high alert, worried tightness, it doesn't matter how good our diet is, we still aren't able to fully assimilate all the nutrients from the food that we're putting in. The body will also prioritize how it detoxifies. So that's a luxury that the body will do when we are calm and rested. So that means the inflammation doesn't get flooded out. It means toxins and impurities in the body don't get flooded out in the same way because it's not a priority in that moment to stay safe and alive. But again, over time, when the body is continuing to perceive that we need to stay in the sympathetic nervous system, then that's when we get areas of stagnation or areas where inflammation or toxins build up, and then that becomes a breeding ground for injury or disease. So I could go on and on about the long-term effects of how stress affects the body, but that's just a couple, just to give you an idea of why it's so important for us to fully allow ourselves to rest, to come back to stillness, and to really look at what those stress triggers are. Because often these stress triggers or this situation that we perceive ourselves to be in, even though it might be challenging, it doesn't have to be stressful. And that's how we approach it. The way in which we approach the challenging situations determines whether our body puts us in the sympathetic or the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's our choice. It's not just external circumstances or events. So let's start with the palms down. We're going to do some belly breathing. So if belly breathing is new to you, if you feel that you're someone who habitually breathes up in the chest, then I recommend putting your hands on your belly to fake it before you make it. So with the eyes closed, either with the hands on the thighs or the hands on the belly, begin to take some deeper breaths. Inhale, letting the belly expand out into the hands or out into your waistline. And exhale. Inhale, expand out. And exhale. Continue this for a while. If you feel you've got the movement in the belly, you can drop your hands back down. And begin to make your exhales a little longer than your inhales. Inhales are rejuvenating and energizing. Exhales have the quality of relaxing and releasing. So today we'll be focusing on our exhales. You can imagine your inhales as flooding new oxygen and prana energy into the areas of the body that have been released or perhaps need a little extra love. But it's the exhale we're focusing on of letting go, releasing, detoxifying, de-stressing. And as you sit here and we take our last few breaths, if there's any part of the body that your exhale can help to release, maybe there's some tension in the jaw, tension in the shoulders. As we move through our practice, even though we might go a little slower, we're coming to a more subtle awareness of the body physically, energetically, mentally. So you might find you can go a little deeper in the practice. That might not mean going deeper in the stretch, but just going deeper into yourself, noticing more. Often when we move so much in our lives and then also move a lot in our practice, it becomes a surface level practice because we're not able to stay present, to respond to the body or to go in. So we're leaving a little more space in our practice today to allow ourselves to go in, to let go and release. Opening the eyes. Take the hands down beside you, palms face down, fingertips on the earth. As you inhale, take the hands above the head, let the ribs widen. And as you exhale, bring them back down. You can do this with the eyes closed if you like. Inhale, arms come wide and high. Expanding the belly and the ribs out. Long exhale. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, twisting towards the left, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, arms come up, one more each side. Long exhale, exhale, twisting. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, take your right hand down. I'm mirroring you. Right hand down. Keep that left hip anchored into the earth, and the left hand comes up and over. Great. And from here, with the left hip staying anchored down, and the right arm coming up even further, up and over. See if you can find a little softening here. How much space can you find in those left ribs? Keep breathing deeply. If it's not okay for your neck, you can look down towards your right armpit. We inhale all the way up and exhale to the other side. Right arm comes up and over. Anchoring the right hip down, and then melt a little further. How much space can you find in your ribs with your breath? Long exhales. Inhale all the way up, just one breath this time, but keep that quality of softness. Exhale the other side. With your breath, inhale. And exhale. Nice. Inhale all the way up. Take the hands onto the lap or onto the knees, close the eyes. Take a moment to notice how the sides of the ribs feel a little different. We're just clearing away the cobwebs as well as releasing and letting go. And then come to all fours. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. With your right hand, inhale, right hand comes to the sky and mirroring you. And exhale, right hand comes underneath the body, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, reach up, lift up. And exhale, soften, let go as you thread. One more. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Lift the right fingertips towards the sky. Now stay here. Even though this is a little more dynamic, what can you soften here? On your next exhale, thread the hand underneath. Right shoulder comes all the way down and stay here. And you might want to thread that left hand behind you, aiming for the right thigh. And we breathe here. Finding which part you can soften. Turning your attention inside and just noticing the more subtle shifts and differences. Left hand comes back down to the ground. Inhale, right hand lifts all the way up. Look up. And exhale, right hand down. Other side. Inhale. And exhale, threading. Inhale up. You can do it with your eyes closed if you know which way you're going, if it feels good. One more. Inhale, lift up, look up. Great. Stay here, breathing deeply. On your next exhale, threading underneath, looking over the shoulder. Right hand can come behind you, aiming for the left thigh. Breathing here. What softening can you find here? Great. Top arm comes down. Inhale. Lift the threaded arm up to the sky. And exhale, come down to all fours. From here, we'll rock forward. Inhale, maybe lift the heart. Shoulders are coming in front of the fingertips. And exhale, back to child's pose. Might need to extend the fingertips a little further. Inhale, come forward, rock forward. Maybe even lift the heart a little bit more. And exhale, come back. Focusing on the exhales. Inhale, come forward. You might want to wiggle the hands forward. You might bring the hips down a little bit more of a back bend. And exhale, long exhale as you come all the way back. Nice. One more. This time wiggling all the way forward, bringing the hips down to the ground, bending the elbows and coming to a low cobra. Elbows squeezed in here. We have a sense of lightness on the hands, so we're not pushing into the earth. It's our back muscles that we're using here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, chin or forehead comes down to the earth. Inhale, lift a little higher. Again, not too much weight in the hands, and exhale, come down. One more, inhale, lift. This time stay here. Squeeze the elbows in gently. Light hands on the earth. Squeeze the legs together, zip up the inner seam, maybe take the legs off the ground, and gaze down to the ground so the back and neck stays nice and long. So it's a bit more of a dynamic pose here, but we're finding softness. See if there's any part of the body you can relax. Check there's no tension in the shoulders or the jaw. One more inhale. And exhale down. Bring the arms to rest beside you. Turn the head to one side. Turn the head the other way. Hands underneath you. Press back to child's pose. This time the knees come together. Knees and thighs are together. Head's on the ground. Put your forearms on the earth as well, so palms face down. And then you can rock onto the head if it feels okay for the neck to give the top of the head a bit of a massage, using the ground to massage the head. So no pressure in the neck, no pain in the neck. You can put a bit of weight onto the forearms. Just rock backwards and forwards so you can find a nice massage. You can roll all the way over the head if that feels good. Great. If your neck's okay with it, you can take your arms up and over the head. And continue rolling, but a bit more dynamic with the arms up and over the head as well, interlacing the fingers. And then come down so the forehead's on the ground or on a block. You can rest the arms beside you. And slowly turn your head from left to right so you're massaging the forehead. And if the ground's too far away, then just take some books or a block underneath your head. Coming back to stillness. Hands under the shoulders, inhale up. And from here we'll come back to all fours. Right leg. I'm seeing which way the camera is switching me, so I mirrored you. So I'll do the same as you. So it's left leg comes out to the side and up to the sky, and then exhale down. Inhale, leg lifts up and back, exhale down. One more. And exhale down. And then again the other way. Inhale, left leg lifts up and then out to the side and down. We're just opening up the hips. Can feel a little dynamic, especially on the glutes. Just opening up. Last one. Inhale, left leg reaches back, lift the heart just a little bit, and exhale, take the left leg in between the hands, fingertips on the earth. We'll just stay here for a couple of breaths. If you need some books or blocks or support underneath the arms, I really recommend taking it. And even if you don't usually take it, I recommend exploring here to see if you can find a more subtle and softer experience. Breathing wherever you are. Softening in the hips. Taking these long exhales that you found at the beginning of the practice to help soften your experience. Inhaling deep into the belly, exhaling long. Staying in some of these poses a little longer than usual, just to help find a little extra depth or explore the journey a little further. And again, it's not about going deeper in a flexible sense. It's going deeper into ourselves, finding more subtle and more subtle experiences and awareness. Take the left hand down, keep the left hand down, the right hand, sorry. Inhale, left hand circles up and over. We just take a couple of these circles, maybe 3. Using the movement with the breath, so you're matching the movement and the breath. Find and clear any cobwebs. Great. And then come back down, wiggling the foot to the outside of the mat, and both arms come on the inside of that left leg. And you might stay here, you might let that left leg come out to the side a little bit so that the hip rocks out. You might stay on blocks and just explore this different version. Again, melting a little further. If it's available for you, you might come onto your elbows. And we're not forcing or trying to make the body create a shape. We're using the poses to get into the body, not using the body to get into the pose. Nice. Slowly coming back, wiggling the left leg to the center. Come all the way back to child's pose. Resting the head on the ground and the arms beside you. And coming up to all fours. So right leg, inhale, keep the leg bent. It comes out to the side, up to the sky, and exhale down. So try and do it so that the rest of the body stays relatively stable, so we're not collapsing in the spine and collapsing in the shoulders. So 3 one way and then 3 the other way. Inhale to the back and out to the side, and then exhale down. Long exhales, remember. Last one. Inhale, right leg lifts back, straighten the leg, lift the heart. Exhale, right foot comes in between the hands. Fingertips to the earth. And again, take whatever variations you need. If you need to pad that back knee, find softness here. Relaxing in the jaw. Relax the belly, keep the exhales long. Notice if your mind becomes irritated or impatient because we're not moving so much. And it's not about beating yourself up, it's simply noticing in a loving, compassionate way. We're noticing, witnessing. We come at these realizations with a sense of curiosity. Isn't that interesting? Rather than judgment or beating ourselves up. Left hand stays down. Inhale, right hand begins to take its circles. Inhale. Last one. Right hand comes down, wiggling the right foot to the outside of the blade of the foot and to the outside of the mat. Maybe opening up that right hip a little more. Maybe coming onto your forearms if that's available for you. And then using this subtle difference of this pose to go in, to become more aware. Coming back to center. And then taking the right foot back, come back to child's pose. Come all the way down. And come back up to all fours. We'll start with some cat-cows, inhaling, arching, and exhaling, curling. And then it's over to you to either continue this or to come into a circle or to some spirals. And just using these simple movements to just clear some cobwebs, to clear some tension, and all the while doing it with a long, deep exhale. And then tucking the toes under, coming all the way back to the back of the mat, straightening the legs, feet hip distance apart, and have a nice gentle bend in the knees, or a more generous bend maybe, so that the whole of the belly can lie on the thighs. And then either have the hands hanging or you can hold on to opposite elbows. And shake the head no. Nod the head yes. Then let go of the elbows. Keep the head bowed down. We'll slowly, slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra. We'll take about 3 or 4 breaths to come up. The head and fingertips are the last to come up, so keep the chin bowed down. Slowly, slowly does it. When you finally come to standing at the back of the mat, resist the urge to fidget. Let your hair be in your face, let your clothes be wonky. And opening the eyes. Inhale, lift the hands to the sky, look up. And exhale, fold all the way down. You can have a nice gentle bend in the knees. Inhale, gaze forward, find a flat back. And a sense of softening and letting go as you fold down. Inhale, all fours. So pad the hands forward, knees down, lift the heart. And exhale, child's pose. With your breath, inhale, all fours. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Can you find some softening here? How can you do this pose with the most amount of love and compassion to yourself? Maybe it's bending the knees a little more this morning. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heart, a little arch in the spine. Exhale, walk the hands back, tuck the toes, lengthen the legs at the back of the mat. Inhale, gaze forward, find a flat back. Exhale, fold. Come up to standing, inhale, arms above the head, lift up, look up. This time as you exhale, fold all the way down. Bend the knees as much as you need to, so you can take your 2 peace fingers, wrap them around the big toe. The palms are facing each other and you're getting a good hook. So bend the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, gaze forward, find a flat back. And exhale, fold down. Letting the head drop down. Chin draws in. And then exploring this pose with the most amount of softness you can find. Releasing deeper and deeper. Releasing the fingertips, bend the knees and bring the soles of the heels off the ground. So coming all the way up into your tippy toes, but with the knees bent. Yeah. and then bring the heels back towards the ground. Oh, look, there's my ankles clicking. Inhale, lift the heels up, and exhale down. One more, inhale, lift up, and then come onto your fingertips, and you might stay here, gaze in front of you at something that's not moving, and you might take your hands into your knees, or you might take your hands to prayer. And using this balance as a place of coming to stillness. We're not letting the ankles fall in or flop out to the side. Finding that sense of calm. If you fall over, just come back to it. Don't worry, don't beat yourself up. Remember, we're moving through this practice with the most amount of love and compassion. Great. Bringing the knees down, bring the hands down, walk yourself forward. Untucking the toes, you might want to give your ankles a couple of circles. And then come back to child's pose, letting the head drop down. You can let the arms rest beside you. And begin to pad your hands back towards you, lift the heart, hop the hips to one side and lengthen the legs out in front. So a forward fold is one of the most restorative poses that we can explore. It really helps the nervous system to calm down. And we do want to explore this again with the same amount of softness. We might go a little deeper in the pose from a flexibility standpoint. But we're not forcing, we're really easing and honoring whatever the body's asking for. So you can take a strap around the feet, or if you've got a jumper nearby, just pull the jumper around your feet. You can hold onto your legs if you don't have that near you, or hold on to the toes. First we'll take 3 breaths. So inhale, lifting, finding a sense of lift with the heart. Remember, you can take a block or a cushion underneath the hips if it's just not possible to be here without a little elevation. And exhale, begin to fold forward and soften. Inhale, lifts up again, find a flat back. Chin drops in, so you're looking down to the toes. And exhale, fold a little further. One more like this. Inhale, lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Now stay here, but have a sense of lengthening just a little bit as you inhale, but you're staying where you are, and then a sense of softening and letting go with your exhales. So exploring this forward fold, but with those 2 motions. Inhale, a sense of lifting, relaxing the jaw and the belly. Exhale, a sense of softening. Do this with your eyes closed maybe, so you can really turn your attention inside. And responding to how the body is talking to you, how the body feels today in this moment. Not forcing it to go anywhere, just honoring where it's asking to go. And today that might be backing off a little bit. Exploring a more subtle sensation. We inhale, slowly come up. Just pause here once you come all the way up. Noticing any blood or prana flooding back to the legs or the spine. Bend the knees, hands come behind you. You can either face the fingertips forward or back. Inhale, lift the hips, keep the chin tucked in, and exhale, might take the hands a little wider, let the hips swing back in between the hands or just bring them down to the earth. Inhale, lift the hips up, and exhale, begin to swing them back. 2 more. With your breath, opening as you lift. Exhale. Using your core muscles to try and lift the hips up. Inhale. This is when they get involved, lifting them up even though they're in between the hands. Great. And then letting the hips come all the way down. So this next pose has quite a few variations, and again you might want to take a pillow or take a block underneath the hips if you feel this is a little too much for you. So we'll extend the right leg in front. Left leg comes over the top, and either the foot can come to the earth or we can go for knee over knee. So again, if that's too much, if it's too much for the hamstrings, you can place a cushion underneath the knee. If you feel that you need a bit of support underneath you, then you can take that option as well of taking the cushion underneath. Now you might stay there, you might tuck that front leg, the right leg underneath, so it's more of a cow face variation with knee over knee. And this is a lot more accessible if you're up on a block or on a cushion or 2 cushions, so explore that maybe. So knee over knee, either with the bottom leg straight or bent. Inhale, arms come wide. Exhale, wrap the left arm underneath the right. Either stay here holding onto your shoulder blades, or you combine the forearms as well if that's available for you. And it might be that you just catch the thumb and the little finger together. From here we'll find some slow waves. Inhale, lifting the fingertips, lifting the heart. Exhale, rippling forward. It might just be a bowing down, that's totally fine. 2 more. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, fold. 1 more. And then from here, you find the place where your body is asking for a bit more time to open up. So it might be that you stay upright with the arms lifted. It might be that you fold forward with the head bowing down. So just find whatever version your body is asking you to stay at right now. And we use our exhales to soften. Maybe taking your attention to any part of the body that is feeling a little more stretched right now or needs a bit more love, and exhaling your breath, your exhales to that part of the body. And the focus that we use is a soft and loving focus. Becoming more aware of our experience without judgment, without analyzing. And we slowly bring our body all the way up. Inhale, open the wings nice and wide, open the heart. Nice. And then bring the hands back down. So bring the left hand out to the side, and if you're on top of a cushion, you might find that the ground's quite far away, and you might just take another cushion to put your hand down. So putting that hand down there. And so it's the opposite hand, just in case you've got the different legs, it's the opposite hand to the underneath leg, or the same hand that's on the side of the leg that's on top. We'll lift the right hand to the sky, exhale, lean up and over. And what we find is that top knee really anchors down that bottom leg. We find a lovely stretch down the side of the body here. Again, look down towards the ground if this is painful for your neck, or look to the side so the neck is in line. We're just going to stay here for a few breaths. You might want to edge your hand out a little further to the side, anchoring both hips down, and spiral slightly open to the sky. So you're not collapsing that top arm down, but you have a sense of lift and opening. You might even look slightly up towards the right armpit. Breathing here. Inhale all the way up. Just pause and notice the difference from one side to the other. Great. Now rocking onto that left side, swing the bottom leg slightly to the side, so it's not quite in pigeon, it's more of a stag kind of legs. So the front leg, and again stay on top of your cushion if you feel this is a little too much for the hips. The front leg is more of a 90 degree, and that shin is kind of parallel towards the front, although you can tuck it in a bit if that feels more accessible for you. And that back or the side leg is out to the side, and then just have a gentle bend in that knee. Again, stay on top of the cushions if you feel this is a little too much for the hips this morning or this afternoon, whenever you're practicing. Fingertips on the earth. As you inhale, lift the heart, and as you exhale, begin to ripple forward. Don't worry if the hips come off the ground. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, ripple. 1 more. Exhale, flowing, rippling down. This time stay where you are. Either come onto your hands, your forehands. You can bring the head down. And breathe into whatever sensation comes up. We don't have a gender or a particular shape that we're aiming for. We don't have a sensation that we're aiming for. We're using this pose to get into the body, and then just allowing the body to speak. Giving it space to be heard. Again, keeping your exhales nice and long, softening the body with your exhales. Great. Inhale all the way up, slowly and softly. Rock onto that left hip so you can extend the right leg out to the side. Keep that left leg tucked in. And again, we'll find a side stretch. So right hand down, inhale, left hand up, lifting up and over. Breathing here. We won't stay here for that long. As you inhale, come all the way up. Left hand comes behind you. Sweep the right arm across the body. Come on top to that left knee. Lift the hips and look back. Inhale here. And exhale, come all the way down. Great. Both legs come in front of you. And we'll swap sides. So the left leg stays straight. Right leg comes over the top. Again, take some cushion underneath you if that feels better. Foot on the ground or knee over knee. Or you can tuck in that bottom leg as well. Inhale, arms come wide like an eagle. Exhale, right arm, wraps underneath the left. Holding on to the shoulder blades or binding the forearms. We'll come into our ripples. Inhale, lift the heart. Lift the fingertips, and exhale, begin to fold forwards, let the head drop down. 2 more. Again, using your exhales to soften and release. 1 more. And then stay wherever you find yourself, wanting a little more time. honoring the body's requests. Staying connected with your breath, staying present with the body. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the belly. Releasing, slowly coming out of the pose. Right arm comes down in line with the right hip. Inhale, left hand comes up. And then slowly finding your side stretch. You might want to edge that bottom arm a little further away. You can look down to the armpit or slightly up towards the sky. And you can spiral and open the heart towards the sky here. And breathe into any part of the body that feels tight. Long exhales. We inhale all the way up. Just pause here. Pause and witness. Rock onto that right hip. Release the bottom leg. Bottom leg comes out to the side in a kind of stag legs. That front shin is relatively parallel. You might need to shuffle a little more so that the knee stays on the mat if that feels a little hard on the ground. Fingertips come to the earth. Inhale, lift the heart. 3 ripples. Exhale with your breath. Inhale. Long exhale, softening and letting go with every exhale. Inhale. Exhale, this time staying wherever your body would like to stay, wherever you'd like a little bit more time. Inhale, slowly come up. Rock onto the right hip to release the left leg, comes out to the side. Left arm comes down in line with the left hip. Inhale, right arm comes up and over, and we find a side stretch again. Maybe spiraling open towards the sky. Finds a sense of softening in the jaw, softening in the arm. We inhale all the way up. Right hand comes behind you. Come on top of that right knee. Lift up, open up. You can look down towards your bottom arm, or you can open up, maybe look towards that top arm. Inhale here. And exhale, come back down. Come to a cross-legged position and pause here. Take a moment. Come down to lying on your back. Bend the knees so the soles of the feet are on the ground. And have the arms beside you. And just check, you can kind of wiggle your fingers on the back of tickle the back of your heels. So your heels are quite close to the bum. We'll lift the hips to the sky and the arms come up and over the head. And we'll do this with the breath. So inhale for a count of 4. Inhale, arms overhead, hips up. 2, 3, 4. And exhale back down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale for a count of 4. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for a count of 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for a count of 4. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for a count of 6. 5, 4. Don't get there quite yet. 3, 2, 1. Do it one more time. Exhale for a count of 6 or 7. One more time. Counting 4 for your inhale. Exhale for a count of 7 or 8. Great. Hug the knees to the chest, pausing here. Right leg comes down to the ground. We'll find a twist, so taking the left leg across the body. You can keep the right arm on top of the left leg, extend the left arm out to the side, palm faces up or down. And you can either face to the sky or take the face to the left. And use this spinal twist as a internal massage for the organs, really expanding the belly out wide as you inhale. And think of the exhale as a little squeeze, and as if you're wringing out any toxins from the organs, squeezing the belly in. And continue with this. Inhale, come to the center. Both knees bend. Just let the body come back to neutral for a moment. And then hug the knees to the chest. Left leg goes down to the earth, crossing the right leg across the body and looking towards the right. And again, using your breath to massage the inner organs. Inhale, expanding the belly wide. And exhale, drawing it in. Helping blood and prana, energy, flow freely around the organs. So important. We inhale, come to center. Soles of the feet on the ground. Just pause here. You can keep the knees bent. You can let them knock in towards each other or have the legs long. We'll give the face a little massage with our fingers. So start right at the hinge of the jaw and just gently and lovingly take little slow circles around the jaw, around the muscles. And very slowly and mindfully begin to work your way down towards the chin. And just staying wherever there's a part that needs a little extra love or a bit more of a massage. When you get to the chin, massaging the chin, just below the chin, taking the fingers all the way to the first fingers near the jaw and the little fingers on the chin, And just drawing the jaw down, like little strokes. Maybe take your first finger underneath the jaw. Just encouraging the jaw to let go. Come back to massaging. Maybe come down to massaging the neck, the side of the neck. Lovingly, carefully. Start to work up towards your temples. Up to the forehead, the eyebrows. Encouraging the face to relax and soften. Coming down the bridge of the nose, under the eyes, into the cheek. Massage either side of the nostrils, under the cheekbones. So wherever you need a little extra love. Back towards the hinge of the jaw. Maybe pulling the earlobes down, little stretch. And then pull the ears, the top of the ears up. And then the wide part of the ears out. And then let the arms relax beside you and we'll blubber the lips. 2 more like this. 1 more. Big one. Inhale, squeeze the knees to the chest. Give yourself a hug. Exhale, come all the way down to Shavasana. If you'd like to take a bolster or cushion under the knees, you can. And finding stillness. Releasing, letting go. Letting the whole body melt and surrender. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. I'll be closing off the class a little more formally. So if you like to join me, you can wiggle the fingers, roll to one side. And again, stay in Shavasana and just continue witnessing if you have the time. And for those of you coming out of Shavasana, slowly lifting up. Coming to a cross-legged position. The palms come together in front of the heart space. Just taking this moment of stillness and silence to witness. Take a long, deep inhale. Exhale with a sigh. Bowing the head down to the heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're feeling relaxed, calm. This class, if you'd like to donate for it, then we have the link in the title of the class. Suggested donation of $10. If that's not available for you right now, then this is my gift to you, and with pleasure. Check out the other classes in the Whole Health Project Facebook group. You'll see all kinds of classes, and more are being added, so I really encourage you to check them all out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.